the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.
Welcome again to Street Talk. My name is Ahmad Shakaraki, and on Street Talk we did political, social, and economics here in Michigan, the U.S., and abroad. Now, joining me tonight,
Charles Thomas,
Paget Maynard.
We got a lot to cover tonight. Last week we was talking about things concerning us, and again tonight we're going to be talking about things that really concern millions of us, and for some reason seem like a lot of our people are dealing with PTSD, post-traumatic slavery disorder. I mean, simply that's what it is, you know.
Yeah.
All of these years after slavery, still,
Yeah.
Lots of them
Yeah.
dealing with it.
Right, and they're still dealing with the issue of fear.
Okay.
We racist, but we're racist towards one another.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like anybody can get away with murder, or we have no voice.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of anger in our community.
Oh yeah.
Everybody hollers religion,
Oh yeah. That's, you know.
but they talk about it, but they won't be about it.
Right.
If they believed in what they were taught in the church, they could make a difference. They would have more representation, or they would be willing to die for what they believed in.
Yeah.
And the ones that do cross that bridge and stand up among the people, they get assassinated.
Oh yeah.
So therefore, that fear of watching this assassination, it diminishes those that want to bridge that area again.
Yeah.
So we are in a condition where we're just afraid to be who God created us to be. We rather be what somebody else wants us to be.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of the confusion, a lot of the disconnect is through the Bible. For some reason, we believe in it, but we can't see any fruition of it. Like the white community, they have the Bible, but they have order. And in our community, we believe in it, we have disorder.
Right.
So the disconnect is that image of who God is. White people think that they're special because the white image, and that's their grandfather. But when you have, when you feel that and you believe the story that they tell you, to me, when I read the story about Adam and Eve, you know, I don't see no weak black women in our community.
Right.
But they portray women as black, as evil, or lower, less than a man in the Bible.
Yeah.
But I see Adam as being a strong man under the agreement. But when he broke the agreement, he became less than his human or created self, and he became a woman. Woe means less than what you were created to be. but they tell the story. They blame the female, but it's not the female. Adam and Eve were one, and so you cannot separate man and woman from one, because that's where everything in nature has a male and female. So you can't just single out an individual woman and blame her.
Right.
And that's like all the stories in the Bible. They refer to racism. They say, what's the name? Ham is cursed. They say the Jewish people are the chosen people. And then they go along and say the woman is the weaker man. Is supposed, and then you're supposed to turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just one thing after another. So it causes more division than unity.
Yeah.
So you get all these separate fashions trying to make it work, but it ain't gonna work.
I don't think the problem is the Bible. The problem is man's interpretation of the Bible. If we let the Bible speak for itself, which we know the Bible interprets itself, we will not have the problems we are having. But then again, we take upon ourselves to let the Bible say what we want it to say because it suits our purpose. If I don't do this, I can't control these people. So I got to control them. I got to keep them under my control. And in order to do that, I have to make them think. Like in one case, a young lady, we were talking. She was going to church here in town. We're discussing. We invite each other to our churches. Me to her, invite her to mine. She invite me to hers. I had no problem going. But she had a problem coming to my church because she has to go to her pastor. She has to ask him. He has to give them permission. And her interpretation, and this is what they have them to believe, he is closer to God than the rest of them. So God will tell him what to tell them. And if they could go here or go there. That is a part of the problem. Brainwashing. It's not the Bible. And I could stand firm on that. The Bible is not the problem. The problem is the people using the Bible.
Yeah. Well, look at this issue. Now, if you take Pharaoh and you take the Israelites that were under Pharaoh, Pharaoh thought he was a god. Just like white people in the Bible, they think they made themselves a god.
But you know, Chuck, kings, rulers, they in back in those days, they were seen as God, G-O-D, small g, not the big G. All right? So it wasn't out of place for him to show that macho, he's the big man, he's the God, because they revered him as God. On top of that, they had all the images that they made that they worship as God. So Pharaoh, he had every reason to feel that way because they made him that way. The problem for Pharaoh is when he thought that he was bigger than God, Almighty God, Yahweh.
Are you talking about Pharaoh or white people?
Pharaoh. You said Pharaoh. I'm talking with Pharaoh. And I mean, any Caucasian person who thinks he's bigger than God, he's going to fall in the same trap.
Right. That's what I was alluding to. Because you can't do that. And the main crust of the Bible is don't let nobody dominate you. And we as black people have let everybody dominate us.
Yeah.
And that's what the Bible speaks against.
Yeah.
You got to have enough love for God to know that he's got your back. But we don't.
But you know, Charles, there was slavery way back in Bible times. Go back in Old Testament times, you'll find there were slaves. People had slaves there.
But not chattel slavery.
The Bible God had a provision. You couldn't ill-treat your slaves. You couldn't beat them up and bruise them, cut them, and this kind of thing. There were penalties for these things.
Right.
But there was also a redemption.
Right, and you release them after so many years.
Then you have the Jubilee,
Yeah.
the year of Jubilee, release, freedom. Maybe this big talk, and politicians are now talking about reparation, perhaps they are getting a glimpse of what was, but they haven't made the connection.
Right, but
In which case, they're not going to, that's no wonder we can't get there yet,
Right.
because the connection is not made.
yeah.
What? Go ahead.
But everybody that received reparation, they had a structure in place. They had a plan. We as black people ain't got a plan. We just want to get some money. But if you get some money, you're just going to give it right back to them. You got to have a system in place in order to receive reparation according to the people that's already received reparation.
Okay.
But Pookie think he's gonna get out and buy a Cadillac.
What plan would you come up with? What are you going to suggest?
I'm suggesting that people that know political and know other nations could form an alliance that would help us as a people to channel and collectively distribute our money into economical leverage.
Where it would help us.
Yeah, instead of just giving it right back to the man,
Yeah.
but set up a system. Even have your own political representation in Washington.
Yeah.
Call it the Panthers, call it the Lion, but something that will represent you and your community. But just don't give black folks
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, and I
So wait a second. Are you saying that we are not trustworthy?
No,
We
he's-
don't have the ability. We just can't keep it.
well,
We
what-
don't have
come
no
on.
structure. We don't have no structure.
What structure we need?
what
Economic structure like other cultures do. You know,
Such as?
you have economical plan, you have land, you have farming, you exporting and you importing. You know, something like that, because we don't have anything. We got to start from scratch.
what do we do every weekend when we get paid?
Go out and give it right back.
Yeah.
Stay home.
It goes right back. So right there, there's no structure, no nothing. You know,
Yeah.
other races. We talked about this a bunch of times. That the people from Asian, you know,
Yeah, Chaldeans.
and all of them, the money goes around 28 times. Hispanic goes around 23 and a half times. Whites go around 17 and a half times. Black
6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah. And that's
But,
because
Amma,
we don't have no structure.
The thing is, what I'm getting at, you're saying to the people they need a structure
Right.
in order to get this money.
Well-
Now, I want my money. You're saying, I want mine, you want yours. Now, what kind of structure you going to set up to ensure that each one of us gets what is ours?
Okay. You can go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, the structure is this. You have a plan that you maintain it. You need military, you need industry, you need businesses in order to be cohesive. You just can't give somebody that ain't used to money a bunch of money. They're gonna go nuts. It'll cause more of a problem than you think.
Yeah.
Why would you need military? Are you trying
To protect-
setting up your own militia and gonna have a
to,
war?
Yeah, to protect your community. Other nations got it.
Wait a second. In that case, all of your people, all of us blacks, gonna have to live in one community.
We gotta-
can't live around the country.
We
then.
got to learn how to work together. We got to learn how to love one another.
And that's one of the biggest things. You know, learn how to
Respect,
Respect,
love, and
you know.
and perpetuate a future with a plan. Channel that money so not for our generation, but for generations to come.
and see. We look at when we look at all these other people who got paid. You know, and didn't get what they were supposed to, but they got paid some money. Okay, we look at.
Ahmad,
Huh?
tell me, those who got, did it go to them individually, or was it in a pot that they all come to and shared from? How did they do it?
It went to the governing body. The Indian nation, they had a council. They got their money. And Japan, they got their money. Vietnam got their money. Germany, all these other nations got their money, but we as a people don't have a nation, and the money that you get, you need to build a nation.
How do you propose they do that?
You got people, you got people like Obama, a former president that has connection with other nations. You got Louis Farrakhan. You got Waters, Maxine Waters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got people that know the structure and the mechanics of a community.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, if you need representation in the White House to represent your community and your new culture, and to deal with the issues that pertain to you as a people, just like other communities or cultures do.
Mm-hmm.
Now you realize that's going to be a major issue, trying to make one. Are we going to bring them all to Michigan, or they all live in California? You're going to have a major problem.
But
you will have some people all over the place.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned these like Maxine Waters and so. I got an exercise for you. Take it upon yourself. Approach one of those people you mentioned, Maxine, Obama, and Farrakhan, whoever else you think would have something to offer there. Try to contact some of these people and discuss it with them, see what they got to offer, what they're willing to do, and how you, with them and others, can bring things together. It's one thing for us talking here, but then unless we're going to reach out to those who are in a position to help, we're not going to get any
But
place.
the thing is right now, we haven't gotten anything yet. That's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to get. We're trying to get.
No.
And put something
I think
in place.
what Chuck is saying is you need to get that structure before you could get the money.
Yeah.
Well,
Because if you get the money and there isn't the structure, it's going to be gone.
Well, we're not going to get the money before there's structure and all these other things in place, And my thing is that, just a part of the thinking, and everybody's got their own thoughts about it. But I'd look at the major thing would be free education and free doctors.
Yeah.
Those are the two things that I, and others have got their own thoughts, but just two of the things. The rest of them I can think about the rest of them. I'm just saying these are just two things that I come up with,
Yeah.
because I figure that if you can get a free education from primer to finish college, then that's going to be one of the ways that you will be able to and that's the major way you're going to be able to stay.
Right. But see, now this is me. This is my concept. Like we get an education, but because we don't have a government form in our community, our children, when they get the education, they take the education out of the community.
Right.
We need our own constitution that will focus us to build a community and a culture from the ground up. The issue that we have is we are irresponsible. We need the responsibility of building a government that will protect us and that will lead us into the next future, that we can compete with other nations.
Yeah.
It's nation time.
Are you looking for a nation within this nation?
We're just looking. You know what?
I'm just looking for justice.
Yeah.
No, you see, you said you need a constitution, you need a government. It sounds like you.
When you start a corporation, you need bylaws, you need all that good stuff.
Okay, yeah, but that's not the same as a government, as you put it. No, you got to remember, people hear the word government. So, They're trying to overthrow
No,
this
no.
government.
No.
They want to set up their own nation within the
No,
nation.
no,
They
no.
want to bring all the blacks together
No.
in one place.
No.
That's
What are you saying?
That's the negative side of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we got to deal with the negative side of it. But the positive side is that you got your own.
right. And
And there's going to be sacrifices that people got to make, but they got to be done if you want to survive. If you don't pull this off, we're going to die off like the dinosaur.
and that's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing.
That's-
How much time we got? We got, Patrick?
That's why black people are so ignorant to economics, because we have not had the chance to fulfill an economical purpose.
Mm-hmm. That's one. That's really true, and that was the reason I brought the thing. You know, the people, the PTSD, because slavery. Slavery was a long time ago, and we talked about a lady last week who in 1882 was talking about reparation, and here we, almost 200 years later, we still talking
Right.
about.
It's because we are still dysfunctional. We still are racist towards one another. We need a psychiatrist, or we need to admit we messed up
Yeah.
as a people. We
Yeah.
do not like ourselves because of what we've been through as a slave.
Let
For-
me ask you, Chuck.
Yeah.
We need leaders. We need solid leadership. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the rally
Do you
behind it.
envision some people who could be that type of a leader that
Yeah.
you want?
Yeah. We got them.
Are you going to let them know who?
Well, they've already qualified themselves, but they need to come together in support of us.
But what I'm saying is, I want to know, the people out there, they want to know who you're talking about. Is this somebody we could trust? A lot of people wanted Trump because they think he had something to offer.
Yeah.
Yes, what did he offer?
Well, whoever it is can't be worse than Trump.
I don't think anybody could be. But what I'm saying is, you have some ideas. You want these people to know. You're going to be the politician now. You got to let people know your vision.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're not going to come on your side.
Well, but you know what? You know what, Patrick? We as blacks, we are in a situation where
Do or die.
yeah, and a lots of our people choose to die, because
Give up.
Yeah, because if I was just writing something last night, and it's really sad that we see our young people here running around and every place you go where there's black, they're using the word nigger.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was talking to a couple of young guys, this is a couple of years ago, and they, it's like when Washington, Jefferson, when they was trying to find a word and trying to find a dehumanizing word, and I'm gonna tell you, in the dictionary they have changed it 2 or 3 times. They trying to make it sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
The word nigger is the worst something it is.
Yeah.
The worst.
Webster.
Yeah.
Webster description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst, and we've got blacks out here now calling, these my niggas. It's like, I mean, when we talk about us moving from where we at,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of our people just they'll never move because they too stupid.
Right.
I'm gonna have to say it, man. They
Yeah.
stupid,
It's just like Harriet. She said if they knew they were slaves, if they knew they was blind,
Yeah.
they would have came with her.
Yeah.
but they didn't know that they was blind, deaf, and dumb.
Right, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what we got, man. We got, and in every city you go to, where the blacks, they use the word nigga. It's like,
And I'm gonna tell you another thing that I've realized too. If we want to make any progress, the thing that white people can't do is tell the truth.
mm-hmm.
If black people started telling the truth, the universe would assist you.
Yeah.
Because everything out here is a lie that we've been told as a people.
yeah.
You know, they hide our history. They took our history from us.
Yep.
They took music from us. They took mathematics from us.
Mm-hmm.
So when you, as a people, stand up and don't be afraid to tell the truth, then you're going to reciprocate. You're going to continue to get what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
The way to change yourself is change your mind, change your heart.
Yeah.
Good. It starts up here.
Yeah.
Good. Who is going to build the cat? Who is going to do this for them? Who is going to get them to understand they really need an attitude adjustment, for one, because we have some nasty attitudes. Then secondly, we need to get some sense, common sense, which is so uncommon.
Yeah.
We need common sense between the ears.
Yeah.
Who is going to do that?
Well,
Who is going to stand up?
Well, I'm going to tell you who ain't going to do it. Them black preachers.
no.
They don't understand the Bible. They teaching the Bible from a white man's perspective. They're not teaching the story. The book on the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran is about the law and being obedient to the law. There's a covenant that is in order. It's in the universe, and it ain't gonna change. So why do you want to grab something that's going to change? When God and Moses and Abraham and everybody else made it simple, get your butt under this covenant, and this angel will protect you and meet all your needs. But no, they want you to be a Lutheran, they want you to be a Baptist, they want you to be a Seventh-day Adventist, they want you to be a Mormon, everything but going back under this covenant. What's so hard about that?
How are you gonna resolve that?
Well, there's only two people. There's the righteous and the unrighteous.
Okay.
What side do you want to be on? That's the choice that you got to make.
Mm-hmm.
And we will we running out of time now. We got 1 minute, but go ahead with your closing, whatever you want to close with. We got 1 minute.
Yeah, what's going on over Shabazz is a reflection of what's going on in our community. You got blacks against black. You know, you got to use education to benefit yourself, not to benefit others.
Right.
And until we bring our education back to our community, establish a constitution that will sustain our community and our future as a people, and get organized. We got the money, we got the education, but you got to have the heart and the desire to set up something not for you but for the future.
Right, and we can't keep with the idea that they gonna help us.
Yeah.
Because we've been here 400 years.
They don't care.
We haven't had
They
any
don't
help.
care a flying pickle.
No.
And who would it hit for?
We gotta go now.
Yeah.
My name is Ahmad Shakaraki, and we catch you down in the next block. Peace.
Peace and love.
Heat the texture of your hair? Who taught you to heat the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to?
Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.